Yes.
Henrik Lundqvist. Henrik, it's Michael, Don, and Peter. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great as well. How do you feel about the series?
I'm excited. It's been a couple weeks here leading up to the playoffs. I feel like the excitement is going up. And, Washington as a team, to be honest, I didn't think they were going to make it just the way they were playing for a while in early spring. But then the last few weeks...
Oh, no.
It's
Same line as Andrew.
Is Mercury in retrograde? What's happening?
Wow.
I always hate the boop.
It's almost like it almost worries you.
Like you mean there's a saboteur?
Or you never want to think that any of your guests ran into foul play, but it's a scary sound. You know what I mean?
I wonder if Phil Jackson's involved.
What do you mean?
Because he was a saboteur.
Yeah, but
love that.
I don't know why he would be invested in disconnecting Hank from this interview.
Just likes to hurt MSG.
Back.
There he is.
There he is.
He's back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, guys.
Yeah, as long as you're okay.
All right, so you're talking about Washington. You didn't even know if they were going to get in it. Here they are.
Here they are, and obviously Ovechkin heating up here over the last few weeks. That's a big plus for them. But in terms for the Rangers here, they've been playing so well down the stretch. They have a lot of confidence. I think when you look at a great team, they have all the parts: goaltending, defense, offense, special teams. I think they should feel very confident and feel good about how they ended the season and going into the playoffs here.
Hank, you were on a President's Trophy winning team in 14-15, and you went to Game 7 of the conference final that year, so I don't think there was any kind of jinx, but you know the history of what happens to President's Trophy winners. Did you feel any stress? Do you think this team is feeling any going in with the albatross of that responsibility around their neck going into the postseason?
I don't. I think if you look at the top 2-3 teams in the East, 2-3 teams in the West, I think they all feel that expectation of they should try to win. They have the team for it. It's a great opportunity for all of them. So I don't think they overthink the fact that they won the President's Trophy. I know we didn't. It's just it's a nice thing to accomplish, and it shows the consistency you've had throughout 82 games, right? But then you move on. You don't think much of it going into the playoffs.
I always wonder, the few times the Rangers made the playoffs and like 7 games. I think that wears you down. Can a team go into a series like this and actually think, let's try to end this quicker than 7 so we have something in the tank for the long haul?
I don't think you go in with that mindset because it's too hard. I think the mindset is we need to win. We need to get the 4 wins. Of course, if you want to go in the long run, it's better to not go to 7 every round. There's no question. But your mindset is not try to end it early. I think you need to have more respect towards your opponent for that. And all teams going into the playoffs now, you even saw a lot of good teams missing the playoffs this year. So it's going to be a battle. No question. Even though there's a big change in points or big difference in points between first and 8 seeds, it's still going to be a battle out there.
Well, do you think we see Filipino in the series?
I'm not close enough to the team to have that insight, to be honest. Only him and medical team can answer that.
Well, let me ask you this way then. Well, let's say, because he's practicing with a non-contact, he's not wearing a jersey with non-contact. He's not rushing with any lines, but he's practicing full. What would be the most difficult thing for him if they were to put him in at some point, having not played since November?
I think the timing. Anytime you're away from the game, just getting used to the speed. I know you obviously practice for a while with high intensity and try to get used to it that way, but it is different when you step out on the ice, and especially into the playoffs, the intensity is even higher and the physicality is higher. I think that might be the toughest part. And when you add also the adrenaline you're feeling and everything, I think just to get your breathing, especially the first couple periods,
Is there a possibility, Henrik, that you can go into this series if you're the Rangers feeling overconfident? I mean, the Capitals have a negative goal differential. I mean, they sneak in at the end. I mean, can the Rangers possibly be overconfident?
Well, I think that's where Peter comes in, right? It's important that what's being said right now and back to the respect you're showing your opponent. Washington, they were beating a lot of good teams down the stretch, and they earned a spot in the playoffs. So for that reason alone, you need to be very smart in how you approach the game and this series. And I'm sure they will. They've been very good, I think, all year to evaluate themselves, their opponents, and how to play to have success.
The only thing that kind of concerns me, Hank, and you know the history with this team and Tom Wilson, and I don't think the Capitals really have anything to lose. And Tom Wilson can get under your skin, and I'm sure Rempe's going to be in the lineup for this, and he's a kid, and he's never been in the postseason before. How much do you think Peter's just hammering home to this team to not get caught up in number 43's histrionics and get drawn into things that you just don't want to have to deal with?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think everybody knows what Wilson is trying to accomplish, and to your point, you don't want to get caught. But at the same time, the Rangers have a guy now that can answer the ball if they have to. So I don't think they're overthinking it. They're a competent group in how they play, and they have the guys that can handle that if there's an issue.
Are you amazed at what Ovechkin and Crosby able to do at their ages?
Yeah, it's been impressive to watch. I mean, Crosby, incredible season this year, and Ovi reaching over 30 goals again. I've had so much respect for both of them throughout my career, and now being retired, still watching them play, and they're just dedicated to the game. It's hard to accomplish what they've accomplished without being 100% dedicated to the game. So it's just great to watch.
I work, obviously, with a lot of guys that played for the Yankees in the postseason, Henrik, and always when the postseason comes around, that's when they say they miss it. They don't miss the grind of the regular season. Are you feeling that as well?
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Intensity goes up, the excitement goes up. Watching the games this time of the year definitely makes you miss the game a lot more. It's just so fun to be out there as a player. You're excited for the team, but also you feel the excitement from the fans when you're out there. It's definitely a feeling I'll miss for a very long time. But it's also fun as a fan now to watch. I enjoy it.
Don and I have been going back and forth a lot the last couple of weeks. I'm a Penguins fan. He's sort of thinking, the only way things can kind of move forward for this Penguins team is if Sid wanted to leave and was willing to take a trade. Obviously, you can't be in Sidney Crosby's skates, but can you imagine having that sort of time with a place, 3 championships, and wanting to leave? Do you think, is it the mentality of a great player like that they just have to get another championship, or would you rather, you think, close it out and just stay in the place that's brought you so much joy and success?
Well, obviously only Sid can answer that, but it would be very strange to see him somewhere else. He's been such a big part of the league, and obviously for the Pittsburgh Penguins for a long time. And again, I'm sure there's a lot of fans in that area. They're a little nervous right now to see what's going to happen. And in the end, only Sid can answer that one. I will leave it at that.
I've been harping on 5-on-5 play, which has obviously been something that the Rangers certainly can improve on. At this time of year, is that something that they should be concerned about? Are you overly concerned about how they played even strength?
Well, in the end, it's about winning games, and they won the most games in the league. So if they rely a lot on special teams to win games, that's one way to do it. And I think in the playoffs, sometimes 5-on-5 is even harder because of the way teams defend and the attention to details. So special teams sometimes becomes even more important. So no, I'm not that concerned on the 5-on-5, to be honest.
All right, when you look at this team, before we let you go, does this team have it to get to the Stanley Cup?
They do. Absolutely, they do. I think there's a lot of teams this year that have it, have the ability and a big chance of making it. But for the Rangers, looking at what they have, what they've done so far this year, their chances are really good, in my opinion.
Awesome. Enjoy the playoffs. We'll be watching on MSG pre and post game. All the games will be on MSG as well. We thank you for giving us some time, Henrik.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
All right, enjoy. Coming up, another MSG Hall of Famer, and that is Mike Breen, who will be calling the first game of the Knicks and the Sixers tomorrow, but on ESPN. So we'll talk to Mike about that series. Do you have something to say, Peter? Or hear him?
I said I love him.
Oh.
He's my best friend.
He never got back to you.
He never returned your call, did he?
Of course he did.
No, really?
Of course he did. What do you think? He's an animal? That's Mike Breen.
When did he do it?
You didn't doubt it, did you?
What did he say?
He said, and I quote, "Hey Peter, thanks. Can't wait for Saturday. Talk to you tomorrow. I think I'm on at 5 p.m. You good?"
Wow, I'm quite frankly a little disappointed.
What? Why would you say that?
Because
bring this up with Mike, Don.
I thought Michael would have put a stop to it.
I didn't. I told you I
You're
didn't.
disappointed that Michael didn't reach out to his friend and say, "Hey, don't be friends."
He's disappointed in his judgment of me.
Yeah.
That's all.
No, good for you, Peter. I just thought it was going to go different.
So sad.
Hey, I talk for a living.
You sure do.
And whether I'm in the studio